Hey everyone, this is Alp Actimus here, Managing Director of Architecture and Platforms here at FP Automation. Welcome back to our series on financial planning and analysis planning within Fabric powered by Acterys. In this video, we are going to be covering travel and expense planning or T&E planning. Before I get into the contents of this video, I want to quickly recap on our previous video that we covered in regards to the profit and loss planning process. In our previous video, we talked all about operating expense planning and how teams have the ability to plan by GL account, by organization and department, and visibly see exactly where expenses are being forecasted against and how that compares to their actuals. This immediately gives them visibility into the financial impact of their various different accounts and also allows them to scrutinize what exactly these expenses are and to truly see if they are needed by the business for this year in order to keep operations rolling. We've done this for various different clients, and this has led to multi-million-dollar saves that ultimately helped the clients to essentially have visibility from a data perspective into where expenses were going and if those expenses were truly needed, allowing them to truly question this. In this video, we're going to be talking about a more detailed expense planning, specifically around travel and expenses, a portion of the operating expenses planning process. We'll be showing you two views today to give you an idea of how Acterys within the Fabric ecosystem can be leveraged to give you real-time planning and allow you to make real-time decisions around whether or not certain travel and expense detailed planning values are needed in a given year and what is the justification around those. So in our first example right here, we'd like to show you Smart Excel. Smart Excel is an Excel-based visual within the Acterys ecosystem, allowing you to use an Excel-like interface to plan directly within the Fabric model that you're seeing right here. So imagine now your team has the ability to be able to do planning from a table tabular visual that allows you to influence exactly what travel and expenses your team members are going to be taking for this given year. So in our case, for example, what we're going to be doing is we're going to go ahead and copy this particular value right here and essentially allow us to be able to take what the expenses we believe are going to be from a cost perspective for this item. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to save this value right here. And then what this is ultimately going to do is this is going to allow us to be able to copy these values over. So you can see right here that the values are highlighted within red. And as soon as I save this value right here, this is going to allow us to be able to save these changes, syncing our dimension. And then ultimately, by going into this model right here, we're able to actually go ahead and see the results within the particular model in place. So what this basically means is that we can actually showcase all these various different values in place right here and immediately see our values translated within our model. Not only that, but this also allows us to be able to also explain as to why exactly this travel and expense plan value is needed. So now your team has the ability to justify why exactly they're making this T&E investment and what the ROI is that this will be giving to the organization. So for example, this has to do with a Fabric conference. If your organization, for example, is a services business looking to match with partners and potentially clients at a particular conference, this could be a great justification as to why this expense is needed, because ultimately this could lead to new leads or potential ROI from a deal that could be closed during this event. But now you have the ability to actually capture that within an Excel-like interface and then save that within a centralized location and see the financial impact directly within your model. In addition to that, we can also do T&E planning from a percentage of revenue perspective. Some clients may just be looking to be able to base their travel and expenses based on a percentage of revenue. We've seen this countlessly through many Excel planning models, and we want to ensure that clients understand that this is something that is possible through the Fabric and Acterys ecosystem. So instead of influencing our travel and expenses at a detailed level, instead we can make assumptions around them from a percentage of revenue perspective. So if we assume, for example, that we are going to be spending roughly about 5% of revenue towards travel and expenses for airfare, we can easily do this, which ultimately is going to change what our values look like from a percentage of revenue standpoint right here. So you can see immediately that our impact is shown right from within this model right here. So we can see the 5% is here. We can also make assumptions down the board. Maybe we want to say, for example, that it's going to be 15% because we're going to make a heavy push towards going to more conferences for the year. Therefore, we believe that this is justified because there's going to lead to a lot more revenue opportunity that is going to be the case for us for this given year. And we can immediately see the financial impact start to move on our bar charts as well as our table visuals right here by seeing the percentage of revenue this is impacting here. So these are two different ways ultimately that travel and expenses can be done, either at a detailed level in a tabular format to be able to give true influence as to why exactly you're planning these expenses for a given department, as well as what the commentary around that is as to why you want those expenses in the first place. Or we can make assumptions from a percentage of revenue standpoint as to what these expenses will look like based on the revenue that we have and the percentages that we are inputting. So I hope you enjoyed this particular video here. This again gives you flexibility to see how your planning can be done and how flexible the system is to give you the ability to not only plan in a way that makes sense for your organization, but also quickly see results leading to you getting an understanding of exactly where your dollars are going and what the cash flow impact this has to your organization, allowing you to make decisions around capital investment as well as working capital planning for your organization as well too. So in our next series, we're going to be talking all about CapEx planning. So we're very excited to showcase that for you in our next video. Thank you, and this is Alp signing out.